Hey, good people. This is your host, Alease Michelle Jones of the Coach to Coach Show. And today I'm so excited, like always. You guys know that. Today we're going to be talking about webinars. And if you don't know, and if you're a coach and you're trying to sell your coaching business or your coaching products, then you would know that webinars are the best and easiest way to attract clients, get people to sell, to get people to buy your products. All of that is so awesome, and you can do all of that using webinars. So I'm going to share with you how to create a webinar from scratch in 6 easy steps. So stay tuned.
Do you need clear direction on how to create a solid income foundation? Do you need guidance on growth strategies and systems? Are you ready to accelerate your growth and impact? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Coach to Coach Show with Alease Michelle Jones.
Hey, Kima, how you doing? Thank you for joining me, sweetheart. Yes. And as you guys all are coming in, go ahead. If you can go ahead and hit the share button. You guys know I love sharing and tag another person. Invite them into the show, okay? Because this is the best way to support the show. And just to let you know, for all the shares and the tags, thank you so much, because I really appreciate that. So we can get that done. And I want to say hello to some other. Hello, Angela. How you doing? What's up? And hello to those of you who are watching us on YouTube as well. I'm not sure if you guys can see me live on YouTube. I saw that there was some technical difficulties, that videos might not be showing up on YouTube right now. But hey, if you're watching us in the replay, then welcome to the show. All right. So guys, let me tell you, today we're going to be talking about webinars and how to create webinars from scratch in 6 easy steps. So for those of you who are just hopping on watching me, let me know, have you done a webinar? Have you ever done a webinar? Tell me in the comments and say yes. Put yes in the comments. Say yes, I've done a webinar, Alease, or no, Alease, I haven't done a webinar. Put that in the comments so I know, like, who are my people? Like, who knows how to do this stuff and who doesn't? So that I can sort of tailor my conversation to you guys as well. Okay. So y'all know the routine. Thank you again for all the shares. Thank you. Hey, Miss Faison, how you doing? Miss Faison says no, she doesn't know how to do a webinar. So that's great. Good. Thank you, Angela, for checking me out and catching me. Awesome. All right. So let me get in and do some housekeeping rules. So Angela says no, absolutely clueless on how to do one. Okay. Kima says no, I haven't. I'm going to because I want to, right? Thank you, Angela, for sharing. Awesome. So let's get into, y'all know I'll be doing all these little banner things. I just want to get into the content a little bit. All right. So just a reminder, the show is sponsored by the Coachpreneur Club. This is quality, done for you content, courses, and lead generation tools that you can brand as your own to help you build your brand and grow your coaching business. So you can join today for only $1 if you go to aleasemichelle.com/club. Again, if you are struggling with creating content, you don't know where to start, then you definitely want to check out the Coachpreneur Club. And look, guys, it's only $1 to join for the first 7 days. And then after that, then it goes to $37 a month. But you can easily cancel at any time. Guys, if you have not checked out the Coachpreneur Club, you definitely want to do that. Go to aleasemichelle.com/to do that. All right. Oh, y'all can't see that with my little branding on top of there. Let's remove that. So aleasemichelle.com/club. All right. So I need to make my slides a little bigger so I can see things going on. So today, as I mentioned earlier to you guys, we are going to be talking about how to create webinar from scratch in 6 easy steps. And let me give you guys the heads up, like the heads up. this is not the only conversation that we're going to have about webinars. This is part one of a 4-part series that I am going to put together for you. So at the end of today's webinar, I'm going to let you know what part 2 is all about. Okay. So we're going to be covering all the things that are related to webinar marketing for coaches. Right? All right. And Angela says, I promise I'm joining. That's great. I know, Angela. We'll be here at the Coachpreneur Club for you, baby. We'll be here for you. All right. So let's get into the content. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the webinar benefits. What are the benefits of doing a webinar? So here are a couple of things that I listed out for you. A webinar helps you grow your list. So you guys know I've been talking about growing your list. You should be building your list all the time because we never know when these platforms are going to go away. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember, like a couple of months ago, Facebook was acting a little crazy. Like it wasn't letting you post and all this kind of stuff. So that was a big sign that we need to be concentrating on building our list. And webinars is one of those benefits to help you build your list. It will also increase your profits. Webinars, a lot of people, all these big name coaches out here who are doing the thing, even myself, use webinar to enroll people into their coaching programs, to sell a product, to enroll them into their membership. All of that has helped me increase my profits by doing webinars. Another one is attracting partners. A lot of people who see you doing webinars, doing them professional, know that you're sharing great content. They want to get in on helping you spread the word as well. So it helps you attract partners. It also helps you establish you as someone to follow and trust, as well increase visibility. Now, y'all know I talked about what's your visibility plan. How are you going to show up and show out every day on social media? Well, webinars can be one of the strategies that you can use to show up and show out every single day. Not every day. You don't want to do a webinar every single day, but at least once a week. But we'll go into that a whole lot more. Okay. So welcome. I see more of you are coming in. Thank you for joining me today. All right. So, but where do you start? Everyone is talking about webinars. I'm talking about webinar. I'm going to do a 4-part series on webinar marketing for coaches. But where do you start? Today, we're going to talk about where you start. I'm not going to leave you hanging. Y'all know that. I'm not doing that. So who ready? Who is ready for me to go into the 6 easy steps of creating your webinar from scratch? If you are ready, put in the comments, I'm ready. I'm ready. Y'all remember that? That set it off right there. That used to be my show. That's one of my favorite movies there. So who's ready? In the comments, put in, I am ready. Alease, I am ready. Awesome. All right. So number one thing that you want to do when you start to create your webinar, you want to set your date. What is the date of the webinar? When are you going to host it? Right? You want to schedule your webinar 6 to 8 weeks before you launch any type of offer. So you're saying, well, Alease, oh my gosh, that's so far in advance. Yes, it's so far in advance because you want to, setting a date right now commits you to doing it, right? A lot of times we're like, oh, I think I'm going to do a webinar next week. If you've never done a webinar, you would know trying to promote the webinar, get people in it, create the webinar takes more than a week to do, especially if it's your first time. And so if you set a date, you know that you have this date and you work backwards from there. So set a date 6 to 8 weeks before you launch an offer. So if you plan to do a webinar anytime soon, so right now we're going into September. So you probably want to set your date for your webinar for October. I know. You're like, Alease, really? Yeah, October. It will be the date that you do your webinar. Because after we go through this 4-part series of webinar marketing for coaches, you now have the content and the strategies and the templates to make this happen. So 6 to 8 weeks. Schedule out your webinar sometime in October. All right? Good. Angela said that's good to know. Awesome. Number two is you want to define your purpose. What is the purpose of you doing this webinar? Is it to build your list? So maybe you do a webinar that offers awesome content and your goal is to build your list. So a webinar can be a lead generator. Is it to also, or gain instant visibility? Maybe you've been hiding in the lurks, right? Maybe you just been scrolling through and looking at other people's posts, but just really haven't been doing anything. You haven't been sharing any content. You haven't been showing up and showing out and letting people know how great you are. So you can use webinars to gain instant visibility. Okay. And then the last, for sure, you can use webinars to make sales, to sell at the end. You give them content, value. You tell them some of your story. You tell them some of your struggles. You share with them some of the strategies or testimonies from your clients. And then at the end, you sell, right? And we will be talking about all of that inside, or not inside, but really inside the Coach to Coach show, but doing our 4-part series of the webinar marketing for coaches, right? We'll talk about all that, but you want to definitely define what your purpose is. Are you building a list? Are you gaining instant visibility? Or are you trying to make sales? Which one is it that you want to do? Now, you can use all 3 of these. All 3 of these can be your goal, but I only recommend using all 3 of these as someone who's done webinars for a while. Okay. You know that you need to build your list, need to probably reach a different audience. You've probably saturated your audience you're already reaching out to. If you're trying to gain instant visibility, that means you're trying to gain visibility to a new and different audience than you've been targeting. And then 3, you need to make sales. It's time to make some money this quarter, right? So if you're going to use all 3 of these as your purpose, I would say that this needs to be a seasoned webinar person who's been doing webinars for a while. And if you're just starting out, choose one purpose, right? Don't get overwhelmed, right? Don't be trying to set too many goals and get totally overwhelmed. Choose one and work that one. Are we cool? Can we do that? Can we handle that? Awesome. Okay. So that's number 2. And then, guys, as I'm going through this, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments and I will address them as I'm going through these. Okay. I have my phone up. I can see y'all's comments coming through on StreamYard, and I can also see it on my phone. So just note, I'm here with you to help you out. All right. So number 3 is, what are you offering? Your audience is expecting a valuable offer at the end of the webinar. What are you offering? Are you going to offer your coaching services? So if you're going to offer people to sign up for your coaching program, then at the end, you offer a free strategy session so that you can get them on the phone and convert them into your coaching program. Maybe you are going to sell a master course or something like that at the end. I got to make sure that thing is not over my face, right? Maybe you're going to sell a master course at the end. Then if that's the case, then you go in great detail of what the master course is about, who the master course is for, what's included in the master course, and the cost of the master course. Okay. You can do that at the end. Maybe you don't want to sell anything, right? And you just want to make sure you build your list. Maybe you have a freebie at the end. Say, hey guys, you can download my slide templates and you get a checklist at the end. Okay. So that's another way to build your list if you want to offer some. But people, or let me just say this, you can also offer people to join your Facebook group. So if your goal is to build up your Facebook group, you do this wonderful webinar, and at the end, you're going to ask people just to join your Facebook group. I think that's really great. If you're not really, this is your first time ever running a webinar, I would probably say to you not to sell anything at the end until you get comfortable with the webinar, like the webinar technology, building slides, having engagement within your webinar so you can have conversations with people as you're doing your webinar. If you are doing this for the first time, my recommendation is probably not to sell something at the end the first time. Maybe build your email list. So use it as a freebie. Maybe to increase your members in your group, right? So does that make sense? And so when you get more comfortable with doing webinars, then you will know, you get a lot more comfortable with making the sale offer. Because I can tell you, as a person who's made sale offers, like people to buy something at the end of my webinar, when you get to that point of actually making the offer, you get a little nervous. And I don't know if people can hear it, but you get a little nervous and you start to stumble over your words. And then it's just, you become a hot mess, right? And you don't really do the justice that you need to by selling your offer at the end, because you really are not comfortable with doing webinars. You're not comfortable with the technology. You're not comfortable with talking in the camera, whatever it might be. So I would just say the first time you do a webinar, let it be something that you are using it to build your list. Okay. All right. Cool deal. We good with that? And honestly, guys, just to let y'all know, because I've done webinars so many times, the Coach to Coach show is like a mini version of a webinar. It's a mini version of a webinar. So now, when I do a full scale webinar, then I am super comfortable with it because I do the Coach to Coach show every Tuesday. It's the same format. It's not as large. I don't make a huge offer at the end. 9 times out of 10, I don't really make an offer. I do, but I don't. I've been making soft offers in between. But the more you get comfortable with webinars, the better you would know. And before I move on to the next one, to number 4, webinars, you'll hear me use the word interchangeable, and you've probably seen this word or 2 words used interchangeable as well, but it means the same thing. You might hear people say, hey, sign up for my free masterclass. That's a webinar. You might hear people say, hey, sign up for my new training. That's a webinar. Okay. So anytime that you have people to opt in to attend something that you're not doing, like a show, and you're going to make an offer, it's considered a webinar. The word webinar is such a corporate term. I still use it because I know you guys understand what webinars are. But when you see people say new training, new online training, master course, master class, workshop, all of those all mean webinars. It's the same concept. Okay. Hey, Cheryl, how you doing? Cheryl, if you can you go ahead and share this inside of the Superstar group? Because I just remembered that I needed to do that as well. I was so excited to talk about this today. I forgot to do that. So if you can do that, that'd be awesome. All right. So let's go on to number 4. Now, before I move on, if you guys remember, if you have any questions, put them in the comment section and I address them. Okay. All right. So number 4, get help. The more help you get, it makes webinar creation easier. Now, sometimes, maybe you're not really savvy with the technology. Maybe you can get someone to just hop on with you to help you with the technology. When I first started doing my webinars, I had my husband. My husband was always on. He would sign in and he would look at the comments. He would send me a text message and say, hey, you got a comment, address this comment. So he was there for support. He also made sure that, oh, Alease, your sound is not good or we can't see you. So he helped me at the beginning as I was getting used to the technology. You also can hire someone to help you with the slide creation, right? Or the content creation. I'm going to say, if you're part of the Coachpreneur Club, then you got my help, right? When you sign up for the Coachpreneur Club, because I'm going to provide you with the templates. I'm going to provide you with the slides. I'm going to provide you with the content so that you come across as a smart little cookie, because I've done all the work for you. So get help when you can, because I can tell you creating the slides for your webinar is very time consuming. And when you join the Coachpreneur Club, I cut the time in half. I've created all the stuff for you. All you got to do is tweak it and put your own brand on it. So get help when you can, even if it's to test out your technology. And I'm just letting you guys know, I'm going to be part, some of you know that the mastermind, the behind the scenes mastermind is starting September the 8th. Well, I'm going to be doing all the training on Zoom. Well, I've never done a training with more than 2 people. So I have to get my husband to help me set this up so I can be a little bit more familiar with the technology when I have more than 5 people on Zoom with me. I want to make sure I can share my screen, that I can silence the sound so there's no background noise, all that kind of stuff. right? I have to get someone to help me through that process so that I don't fumble through it. I probably still will fumble a little bit, but I won't fumble through it as bad. So get the help when you can. And it doesn't necessarily always mean that you have to pay a virtual assistant or anything like that. I'm just saying get someone to support you, to make things comfortable, to make this process a lot easier for you. So get the help. And if content creation is one of the things that you struggle with the most, then definitely you want to check out and join the Coachpreneur Club. Okay. Again, if you didn't check it out in the beginning, if you haven't, go to aleasemichelle.com/club and check it out and sign up for just $1. All right. All right. So let's go to number 5. Number 5 is you want to have a sexy topic. A topic around what your attendees might be struggling with, like what their biggest pain point is, or a topic around a subject matter that your audience members might be excited about. So you want a sexy type topic that people actually want to know more about. And again, I hate to keep plugging this, but hey, I love my club. I created it for a reason. I've done the research for you. I've created the sexy topics for you. So when you are a Coachpreneur Club member, you get the content already. I've done the research. I know what people's pain points are. So I create these workshops and mini courses so that you can use them as webinars to sell people into your products or services at the end. So you want a sexy topic that people are very much interested in. I know a lot of times we make the mistake when we're doing a particular topic, we are training or talking about something, we talk about it at the level that we're at, right? Like, okay, so for example, maybe to me, sometimes talking about email marketing is so beginner level, but I forget that there are so many other people who come into knowing me at different levels. Everyone is not comfortable with email marketing. Everyone doesn't know MailChimp like I do. So you have to do presentations at the level that your people that you're trying to gain attention from. So your clients that you are going to bring on, they're not at the beginner level. I mean, they're not at the level that you are at. If they were, they wouldn't hire you. They not 9 times out of 10, they're at the beginner level. So they need to know beginner things. And so in the Coachpreneur Club, I provide content for different levels of people. I provide mindset training. I provide the training for business training, as well as you're helping your clients build their business. Or if you're a life coach, you're helping your clients get their life right? So I make sure to create content at the beginning level, intermediate level, and sometimes I also will provide content at the advanced level. But most of the time, most of the content is either at the beginner level or intermediate. And you want the topic to be topics that people are interested in. And again, Coachpreneur Club provides that content for you. Awesome. So I think I've, gave my come to Jesus talk about that. So a sexy topic is really important. Now we're about to go into topic number 6. And I want to make sure that you guys, do you have any questions about the webinar? Because this is just the basic. Yes, this is the basic, but I can tell you some people probably didn't even know these things about a webinar. I know that you probably didn't know that you need to be scheduling your webinar 6 to 8 weeks out. That seems like so far in advance, but it is needed so that you can get all your ducks in a row. Believe me, you need your ducks in a row, okay? Awesome. So let me see if you guys have any questions before I go on to number 6. Number 6. All right, so let's go into number 6. Number 6 is to set up your technology. You want to choose a platform for which you will host your webinars. And the technology that I've seen people do webinars, it's one I've just totally forgot to leave off there, okay? But let's talk about this real quick. Let's talk about the technology, okay? So you can host your webinar using Zoom. Zoom has a platform that you can do a webinar up to, I think 100 people can join in. And I think it's only like $14.95, okay? You can also use GoToMeeting. GoToMeeting Medium probably is the granddaddy of all webinar platforms out there. And I haven't researched the price point of that. Back in the day, it was really expensive. I don't think it's as expensive anymore. I think it's like $20 some now, 25. If anyone knows the price of GoToMeeting, let me know. All right, Ms. Faison, I see your question. I'll get to you in just a second, okay? The other platform that you can use is StreamYard. This is the platform that I'm using right now, is StreamYard. You can do a live stream webinar on Facebook or YouTube. YouTube in particular, you can do it using StreamYard and make your presentation private. And that only way that people can actually see that webinar on YouTube, they have to have a private, or they have to have the link. You can also do it on Facebook, put it in a group, a private group, and then people who sign up for your webinar, they get a link to join your private group. That can be done that way. You also got another platform called Webinar Jam. You got another one called Webinar Ninja. Webinar Jam, I think, is $400 and some dollars a year. And Webinar Ninja, I think it's only $47 a month. So there are a lot of platforms out there. I don't want you to get stuck on what the platform is, because literally you can just go live on Facebook. You can literally just go live on Facebook and send people a link to your live. You can schedule that live on Facebook, and you can actually do your webinar on Facebook. The technology is important, but it's not essential. It's the content that is essential to get people to either sign up, to join your list, to buy whatever your offer is. The technology is important, but not essential to actually doing the webinar. And I don't want you guys to get stuck on that, because I think that's what happens. You get stuck on the web. Well, I know it ain't just you. I got stuck on the technology as myself, like which platform to use, which one is easier, which one is cheaper for me with this my budget. But y'all, it's not. It's the content, and it's getting the content in front of the right people. Okay. So Ms. Faison has a question. Let me see if I can. Let me put on my glasses. I just realized I have my glasses on, so let me see. So Ms. Faison says, how many slides do you recommend with or without overkill? Oh my gosh. This is such a good question, Ms. Faison. Because when I started, I thought that no one wanted to go through all of my slides. So what I did is that I cut my slides down to just maybe about 20 slides. And I put my information, like on the bullet point, like we do in corporate America, right? Let me tell you, corporate America presentation formats do not work on the online environment. You want to have as many slides as you need to get the content out there. And you want 1 point per slide. So we're talking about almost 50 to 60 slides. I know, Alease, you are crazy. You're crazy. The reason why you want so many slides is because our attention spans are so short. They're so short, Ms. Faison. So if you can keep the presentation moving fast and faster, then that's where people's attention span is going to, you're going to keep their attention, right? So I'm going to give you an example right now. As you can see, let me take your question off, okay? As you can see, this right now, this is a slide that probably has a lot of content. If I go back one, let's go back one. This is okay. Maybe this slide is okay, right? But as you notice, I don't stay on the slides often. I switch up, right? I switch up so you see this view of me. I switch up, you see this view of me. And then sometimes I even switch up more and you only see me. That keeps people's attention span, right? Things are moving all the time. If you stayed on this slide for 15 minutes, or let's not even say 15, because 15 minutes is way too long to be on one slide. But if I stayed on this slide for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, people are going to start doing other stuff. They're going to start looking. They're not going to be paying attention. But if I'm moving through my presentation fast and I'm giving you some visual interest that keeps you looking and engaged, then people will stay to watch. And so, again, this will depend on your platform. StreamYard allows me to do this full view of me, half view of me, more view of the slides and me over in the corner. Like StreamYard gives me that flexibility. And again, I wouldn't know how important this was if I did not do webinars in the past, right? Like I didn't know that just stand on a slide for 2 or 3 minutes is boring. So you have to keep it moving, keep it moving. And if you only plan to show slides, if you only plan to do this, then you need to have one topic per slide, 1 point per slide. We have to get away from the corporate America concept. Y'all know when we were in those meetings in corporate America and they had like 10 points on a slide, you'd be like, oh my gosh, when is this meeting going to be over with, right? And if your presenter was not like energetic and they stayed in one spot behind a podium and they didn't move around, oh my gosh, that was the most boring meeting ever. And you do not want your webinar to be that way, okay? I hope I answered your question. That was a long answer to a short question. So let me see what Kima got. Let me just give you guys full view. Kima says, great points. Keep it in motion so people stay engaged. And Kima, I learned this from a filming person. A filming person said, keep the screens changing. Give them variety. Get things, on the screen. Give them full view of you. I forgot what he said, what it was called. I'm not a film person, Kima, but that's who I learned that from my coach who said, keep it going. And when I found this platform, StreamYard, it literally changed my world because it makes going in and out and like the different views really easy. Great question. All right. So Miss Rosa, I got to put my glasses on. I got them on. All right, so Rosa says, Alease, you use Google Docs for your presentation on StreamYard. I had a hard time sharing screen regular with PowerPoint. I had to share my screen and give access to StreamYard every single time. All right, so Rosa, you're so right. I did not learn that PowerPoint is great, but StreamYard and PowerPoint just don't work smoothly. So I went to Google Slides. And what I'm able to do is Google Slides and StreamYard works a lot better together. And inside of the mastermind, like I will show you like behind the scenes of what I have to do. Like I have to split the screen. I'll show you how to do that because it's really complicated to try to explain it like on live without sharing my screen. And so in the mastermind, I'm going to show you how to do live workshops or live shows like I do. That was one of the things that I'm going to teach in the mastermind. Okay. So just hold up, Rosa. I'm going to help you out with that. Okay. Cheryl says her computer keeps freezing. Oh, you didn't miss anything. And if you did, Cheryl, you can just watch the replay. Just watch the replay. Let me see. Kima says, yep, it's like cutting in different shots. Yeah, that's it. He said cutting. That's it. In different shots in a scene as opposed to using one shot for a long time. Yes. Angela says, I'm so mad at work and got distracted. That's okay. And Rosa says, great. Looking forward to learning that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. So I told you what step number 6 was, right? Set up your technology, use the platform. If you are interested in StreamYard, I do not have the link up. I should have the link up. But if you're interested in StreamYard, you can go check out StreamYard by going to aleasemichelle.com/theyard. Cheryl, if you can type that in the comment section for me. If you want to check it out, again, go to StreamYard and check out the platform that I'm using. Just go to aleasemichelle.com/theyard and check out StreamYard. I'll also put it in the comments after the show as well. Brooke says she is loving the tips. Thank you, Brooke. Thank you so much. And for those of you who are just coming in, maybe catching this in the late part, You can definitely watch this in a replay. What I love about the Coach to Coach show is that I do keep it up. It is also on YouTube. So if you're not one of my YouTube subscribers, you want to check that out as well. Okay. I'm just giving out so much today. So, all right. So I see if you have any more questions about what I'm talking about today, then go ahead and put them in the comment section because I'm about to end with a recap. So if you have any questions about the 6 steps, which were really easy, this was for those of you who are just getting started. But because for the remaining of the week or the remaining of the next 3 weeks, I am going to be talking more in detail about webinar marketing. Okay. All right. So here's the recap. Let me see what Miss Angela says. Angela says, Veronica, nobody bothered me until this came on. All right, so here's a recap, guys. Here's a recap on how to create a webinar from scratch in 6 easy steps. 1, you want to set your date, and you want to set that date 6 to 8 weeks out. 2, you want to define your purpose. Is your purpose of doing this webinar to build a list? Is it to make money? Is it to increase your visibility? What's your purpose? Number 3, you want to talk about your offers. What are you going to offer? Did I share that slide? I think I went through that so fast. I don't even remember sharing the offer thing. I did, but I was just talking and giggling so much. But number 3 is offers. What are you going to offer? Are you going to offer your coaching program? Are you going to offer a mini course or a master class? What are you going to offer? Is it that you're going to offer people just to join your group or just to continue? You're going to offer them a freebie. What is your offer? You want to definitely know what your offer is before you get on and do your webinar. Okay. Number 4 is to get help. Get help, get people to help you do a test run of the webinar first so you get comfortable with that. And then number 5, have a sexy topic, which if you join the Coachpreneur Club, you will have sexy topics every single month. And number 6, choose the technology that you're going to use. Choose technology that you are familiar with, that is easy, and it works very well for you. Okay. Angela says she's going to catch me on the replay, which is great. That's fine. That's fine. So next week, as promised, there will be a part 2 to this series of this webinar marketing for coaches. So part 2, we'll be talking about the 3 secrets to a successful webinar presentation. 3 secrets to a successful webinar promotion. Did I say that right? And I cannot wait to share with you how do you promote your webinar and get people to show up. You're going to spend this time creating a webinar. You're going to put the slides together. You're going to find out the technology. You might even pay for the technology. You want people to show up for it. So next week, I'm going to share with you the 3 secrets to a successful webinar promotion. Now, who's going to be there with me? Who's going to show up with me for the 3 secrets to a successful webinar promotion? Kima has a question here. Let me pull up Kima. Kima says, do you have to have a website to sell your webinars? No, you do not need to have a website. You do not need a website to do webinars. You don't need a website to host your webinars. You don't need a website to make an offer. Okay. All you need, if you're going to make an offer, you just need a PayPal or some kind of shopping cart so that you can take money, get money. Okay. PayPal works for the beginners. PayPal works. You know, here's a PayPal button. Here's the link to PayPal. Go pay here. Heck, did I say that right? Heck, you can use Cash App. I've seen people say Cash App this amount, and I will send you the link to the training or the ticket or whatever. Guys, let me give y'all some 411 real quick. I think sometimes, I know I overthink stuff all the time. And you're thinking like, nobody's going to pay for stuff if I send them the PayPal. I remember that back in the day. PayPal links were unprofessional. I actually saw someone post that. Sending people to a PayPal link is unprofessional. Y'all, I've made thousands of dollars by sending my PayPal link. And now the Cash App is the new thing for the millenniums. Think about this. If your audience is half millennium or predominantly millenniums, they're using Cash App every single day. They don't think anything about it. Matter of fact, my cousin had to show me last night how to add a Cash App to my phone so I can send her money for something that she needs. So millenniums are using Cash App. So if your target audience is millenniums, you need to be using Cash App as well. Figure out how it works. She had to sit down with me like I was like 5 years old to figure that out. Okay. Sonia says PayPal is great. It is. PayPal is great, but sometimes PayPal can be ugly now. When you start getting a lot of money coming through, you need to contact PayPal and say, hey, I'm expecting a large flow of money to be coming through. So don't shut my account down. So that's one of the things as well. But Stripe works. I use Square Up as well. So I use different payment processes. I'm just, again, being honest with you. I set up the payment process and that is the easiest for me to set up and the quickest. Because I don't want to leave no money on the table. No money on the table. Tyrese is laughing at me. Veronica says, I overthink too. Yeah, I overthink something to death. And then I'm like, then I go back to my original thought in the beginning. All right. So guys, just again, a quick reminder, next week, I will be sharing with you the 3 secrets to a successful webinar promotion. This will be part 2 of the webinar marketing for coaches. You don't want to miss this. I saw Brooke says she's going to be here with me next week. Veronica is going to be here next week with me. Cheryl is going to be here with me next week. Kima is going to be here with me next week. Brooke is going to be here with me next week. Okay. Awesome. I'm so excited. Tyree says PayPal helped me a lot. Yes, it helped me a lot as well. Thanks for the contact PayPal tip for large transactions. Yes, they will shut your account down and you'll be mad and they won't give you your money. They will not give you your money like months later. I've heard some people not get their money at all. So large transactions, definitely contact PayPal. Basically, contact any of your payment processing people. If they're not used to you seeing like thousands and thousands of dollars come in, then they will say something is going on. They think it's some scam or something. Okay. Yes, I got my YouTuber on today, so you guys are viewing me. YouTube, I thought, was having some issues with videos, but clearly they're not. We have someone here from YouTube. Kima says, I'm going to give y'all some more face. Kima says, I don't know if this is out of the realm of the webinar, but does the platform you use record your webinar so you can resell them at a later date or in bundles? Kima, you ask the best questions. All right. So StreamYard, I get what you're asking me, Kima. StreamYard allows me to go live, to live stream, right? And afterwards, this video right now will sit on my Facebook page, will sit on my YouTube page as well, right? Because I have syndicated it to YouTube. At the end of this live stream, I can download this video, download it and remove it. You download it first, then you remove it, and then I can upload it somewhere else to sell. Does that make sense, Kima? So if I was selling this webinar marketing for coaches 4-part series, I would download this video today, and then I will upload it into YouTube and make it private, or I'll make it unlisted. Make it unlisted. And then I will send links to people who pay for it so they can watch the video. Or I will actually upload this video into my shopping cart. You guys know I use Sales, SELZ, as my shopping cart. So I can upload this video and I can use it as a live stream and like on demand video watching kind of platform. If that makes sense? It's almost like if you buy a video from Prime or you buy a video from Hulu, I think you can buy one, but from Prime or from Amazon, you know that you can watch that video on your computer screen once you buy it, right? So that's the same concept. Sales allows the people to just watch the video. They can't download it onto their computer, but they can watch it just like you can watch a regular movie. I hope I made sense. That's why I like sales, because sales, Kima, if you got any other questions about this, I can just reach out to me. I can address it. But I think I gave you the overview. Got me? Yes. Kima says yes. Yes. Thank you. See? So sometimes I just get all in my head. But lastly, guys, thank you guys for joining me. And again, for those of you who are popping in, I think I see some new people on as well. Next week's show, 3 secrets to a successful webinar promotion. Webinar marketing for coaches. This will be part 2. We're going to have this at the same place, same time. Okay. And I'm so excited that you guys are going to be joining me on next week for this. All right. So if you have any additional questions going forward about webinars, about anything about your coaching business, about the Done For You content, the Coachpreneur Club, go ahead and DM me. And I'll address all those questions. But again, if you're interested in Coachpreneur Club, check it out. Okay. Check it out. It's quality content that you can rebrand as your own. Just go to aleasemichelle.com/club. Check it out for only $1 for the first 7 days. And then after that, it's $37 a month. All right. So you guys have an awesome and blessed day. And I will be talking to you next week. Same time, same place. Peace out.